Okay, this is What If Every Single Saiyan Survived, Part 2. Series 1 of 3 on my What If scenarios. We come here after Vegeta and Bardock's battle with Goku. And now it's time for the Namek Saga. So the way I'm going to be doing this is Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin go to Namek like they normally did, while Gine is going to stay on Earth for this one with Chi-Chi and the rest of them. I mean, there's not really much of them left. They pretty much all died, like in the normal series. Well, by the time that Goku's supposed to arrive on the planet, or start heading to Namek, Bardock, Goku, and Vegeta are in the gravity spaceship and are in there to train, which they all make it up to 100 times gravity like Goku normally did, meaning they're all 100 times stronger. Now, jumping back a bit, when Gohan, Krillin, and Bulma land on Namek, there are already Saiyans there. These Saiyans have been ordered by Nappa, who right now is substituting for Vegeta. I mean, not Vegeta, Bardock, King Bardock. And both him and the Ginyu Force right now are off-world training on a planet with even more gravity than the gravity chamber, because Nappa knows that he's no match for Bardock, and he knows that Bardock is coming, but he also wants the Dragon Balls to not only wish himself immortal, but stronger than any other Saiyan, and even possibly wish to be able to go Super Saiyan, if the Dragon Balls can even do that. Now, all those Saiyans are pillaging and trying to find as many Dragon Balls as they can, but most of the fighters are beating up the Saiyans. But these Saiyans aren't what they used to be, because now Saiyans train a lot. Now, yes, they are still pushed back by most of the warrior Namekians, like Frieza soldiers were in the anime, but that means that the elites have to take care of them. However, none of them can match up to Nail's strength, which is why Grand Elder Guru and him are still protecting the last Dragon Ball, even though the rest of them have gotten 6 of them by the time Bulma, Gohan, and Krillin are on the planet. However, Gohan knows that if he goes around on the planet, he'd be the only one safe because of his Saiyan origins, and they would mistake him easily for a Saiyan. So he flies around and tries to keep an eye on the Saiyans while Krillin and Bulma are hiding out in the cave. However, Gohan spots an attack on a village, which is where Dende is, while they're getting the last Dragon Ball, or one of the last ones, the 6th of the 7th, or of the 7. Right now, Gohan is stronger than most Saiyans, but not as strong as the elites right now. So, he goes down and manages to save only Dende, who tells him about Grand Elder Guru and gets them to the to Guru's house and Nail and all that. Gohan tells Nail and Guru about how there are more Saiyans coming, but these Saiyans are against what the Saiyans on Namek are doing right now. Now, while this conversation is going on, Krillin decides to step out of the cave a bit and tries to sense some weaker power levels. He senses ones around his range and one's way far above him, and decides that if he's gonna be able to fight anyone, it'll be those. And he spots one pretty close to him, so he's ready to fight just in case if he gets over there, since they have scouters and all that, so they know that there are power levels over there, and knowing them, the Saiyans, they'd probably come over and try to kill them thinking they're Namekians. Now, also around this time, so we know that because of the fan manga on this, Dodoria was not inside the spaceship, so he's also there, since the Saiyans took Frieza's army, and I'm just gonna say no one's rebelled against them, or no one was strong enough to rebel against them, or if somebody tried, they would all do what they did to Frieza, or something like that. And Ginyu was loyal to Frieza, and so was his Ginyu Force, and after Frieza was overthrown, they became loyal to the Saiyans as well, and wouldn't dare defy them, or at least after as long as they've stayed with them. Now, yeah, Nappa and the Ginyu Force's training is about done. Now, by the end of this, Goldo has a power level of about 150,000, and Ginyu himself has one of 1.5 million. So that's around Frieza level, or Frieza Saga level, or dang it, Final Form Frieza, like 1%, I think it is. And Nappa is around, let's just say, he's around Raccoon, Jace, and Burger's levels, which would be about 800,000. Now, with this, we know that they're definitely stronger than they were and would give them harder times. and Guru senses them coming, so he quickly gives Nail a potential boost, and Gohan a potential boost, and asks if there are any more on the planet that could possibly be helpful at this time. So Gohan goes out and gets Krillin and brings him back to Guru's. But by then, Guru had already given the potential unleashing to Dende, thinking that it would be worth a lot more. And now Dende has pretty much the same ability, because, literally pretty much half a year later, or not even that, I guess half a year later, he's able to become the next Kami, or guardian of Earth. So let's just say he gains a guardian's abilities, and since he got it straight from Guru, he's able to unlock people's potential. So he unlocks Krillin's, and now he only has 2 left for now, which will be brought up later. Now that Nail has had his potential unleashed, he should be around enough to handle, definitely Goldo. So yeah, when the Ginyu Force arrive, Krillin, Gohan, and Nail go out to fight them, and it pretty much lands into the point where Gohan is in the same condition he was in the anime, snapped neck. Krillin was as well, and Nail's pretty much, Krillin doesn't have a snap neck, same thing he was in the anime, and Nail is at the point of being like Vegeta, which, yes, he also did deal with Goldo, not in the same way as Vegeta, but that's when the spaceship lands, and Vegeta, Bardock, and Goku having Saiyan armor right now, and a spare for his son, launch out of the spaceship and go straight to where the highest power levels they could find are. They see Gohan, and Goku gives him a sensu bean. They see Krillin, give him a sensu bean, and when they first see Nail, they think Piccolo, but then quickly realize that that's not Piccolo, but they give him one anyway. Now they're already down 3 sensu beans. Now, Ginyu is off with Nappa, and so is Jason Birder, protecting the Dragon Balls. Or Jason Birder are protecting the Dragon Balls. Ginyu is protecting Nappa. Now, the reason why I gave Nappa such a high power level is because he definitely trained a lot, but he definitely wasn't as strong as the Ginyu Force, besides definitely stronger than Goldo, of course. And he probably worked himself nearly to death a couple times, so Zenkai boosts from exhaustion. So when Goku's and Vegeta, which Vegeta has a hate for the Ginyu Force, so Goku's like punching Raccoon, they're not quite on equal footing. Goku definitely has the upper hand, of course, but Vegeta keeps coming in and punching him every couple times Goku does. And Goku's not minding this, even though he would rather have it a 1v1, because it's not fair. And then Vegeta just blasts Raccoon, and Raccoon is down, dead, and all that. Then he looks over at Goldo, sees he's still breathing, because, Nail probably wouldn't kill him. Not because of power level difference, mostly because, just like Goku, I believe, he doesn't really tend to killing, I guess like most Namekians. And, Jason Birder hear this going on, but they're like, not quite yet. But then they hear about there being, or the whereabouts of another Dragon Ball. So they go over to Guru's and blast it open, like Frieza does. And Nail senses that Guru's in danger and just says, I'm off, I'll see y'all later. And boosts over to Guru's place. Now, Goku, Bardock, and Vegeta want another fight, but they want to go straight after Ginyu and Nappa and all the actual Dragon Balls. So they're on their way over to Ginyu, who, again, is right now about final form 1% Frieza level. Now, while this is happening, Gohan and Krillin ran away and ended up getting the Dragon Balls. And Guru hasn't shown that he already gave one to Gohan. So they're on the opposite side of the planet, pretty much at the cave, about to summon Shenron. At which, by the time Goku and Vegeta and Bardock get over to Ginyu, they bust him out. But Nail's having a hard time with his own fight. It's 2 against 1. He needs somebody else. So he's getting beaten down severely. And then the sky darkens. Now, nobody except for Goku outside of, or with pretty much all the fights going on, knows what's happening. Everybody is thinking there's a storm coming or something with how black the sky is going. Now, regarding this, over by the Nappa thinks that something's going on, so he himself leaves and rushes to find something going on. Now, some of those close by Saiyans notice that there's a light emitting in the air, and thankfully they're around Krillin and Gohan's level for fighting, so they're fighting them off. And Dende's with them, of course, or they couldn't summon Shenron. So they wish Piccolo back to life, wish him to Namek, and just like in the anime, teleports right next to Nail at the secret battlegrounds that looks like everywhere else on Namek. well, Nail isn't as battered as he was against Frieza, and his power level isn't so lowered, but he is panting and on the ground and wounded. So he sees Piccolo and mentions that, or asks him, do you want to get stronger? Since they know that, or Nail knows that they can fuse and get stronger. Now, Piccolo looks over at Berter and Jace, and then looks down at him, and then says, fine. And then Nail says, put your hand on my chest and I'll do the rest. And so they fuse. Now, because of Nail not being as low power leveled as he was when he was pretty much dying, plus the potential unleashed, that transferred over to Piccolo, making him even stronger, at which, although he doesn't completely and utterly just batter on Jace and Berter, he does fool around with them a bit and realize just how strong he gets with this technique. And so he starts punching them, and they start double teaming. So they're, with the double teaming and with the fusion, they're about the same. So it's a pretty even fight until Piccolo breaks out the special beam cannon, which he says, wait, watch this. Let's see if you can dodge. If you can, you win. And so he's holding it there, but he's not in the kind of crouch position he was while he was in the Saiyan saga, where he had to charge up for 5 minutes. He still has to charge up, but he's walking around and just keeping it there. And he tries to play it off, saying, oh, you need to walk around to gather up the energy from around you. But really, he's trying to get in closer and try to find a spot where he can hit both of them at once. Now, when he's finally done charging, he decides, maybe a little more energy could go in. So he charges it even more powerful than what he had, raising his power level for a brief second. And then when he finds the perfect opening, he puts it over, saying, oh, this is just another part of it. I have to circle around myself, and starts to make a tiny little circle, and then about halfway, or part of the way, he stops over, pointing at Jace and Berter, and then just fires. Jace is in the way, but Jace is in the way, and he doesn't have enough time to dodge, but Berter's a lot faster than him, and is a little ways away, and can dodge as well, or can dodge, leaving Jace dead on the ground, pretty much cut in half, I guess, because he's pretty small. And then Berter gets angry and rushes at Piccolo, at which Piccolo knows that right now he has the upper hand. So he grabs Berter's fist out of the air and then punches him in the face, sending him flying, at which he just shoots a big ki blast or an energy wave and just completely decimates him. Then Piccolo looks at himself and does all that. However, Gohan and Krillin are too busy fighting the other Saiyans to make a third wish. Now, Guru isn't dying like he did because this is happening a lot faster than in the actual anime, because the fights are a lot shorter and they got the Dragon Balls a lot faster than they would have against Frieza's soldiers. But closes in behind them because he broke through the cave, and he has Bulma in his arms, nearly squeezing her neck, and points a blast over at Dende and says, "You'll make me a Super Saiyan with that final wish, or both you and her get it." Now, Gohan gets angry and rushes and tries to kick, but there's no effect because Nappa's too strong for him. And even when Krillin and Gohan go in for 2 punches together, it's too strong for them. So he swipes them away and points the blast straight towards Bulma's head, still crushing her neck. And so finally Dende uttered the words to make Nappa a Super Saiyan, give him the ability to go Super Saiyan, at which the dragon makes the wish come true and launches away. Now Nappa lets go of Bulma and takes her and undoes the ki blast and flies off to go check. Now, Nappa already had the power level to go Super Saiyan, but he doesn't have the pure heart or the rage, unless if you want to go by S cells, at which by power level 10,000, you can pretty much just go at all. So Nappa's trying to figure out a way to go Super Saiyan, and and then he remembers that it's by rage, so he starts to think of things that get him angry, but he can't. Or at least can't get one that makes him angry enough to go Super Saiyan. Then, for a split second, he just thinks about how weak he had been his entire life, and how neither Vegeta nor Bardock deserves the throne, and that he does, and his greed gets the better of him, and he starts to get angry and angrier, and this does give him the anger in order to go to Super Saiyan. However, he goes and then kneels down, panting, knowing that that form is definitely too much for him to handle without the right amount of stimuli or need to use it. Now, Goku sensed the power, like the big, bold power that just flashed. which even though it was just a glimpse, that power is higher than max power Frieza's. Now, Goku, Bardock, and Vegeta make it all the way over, or they already made it over to Ginyu's place, and Nappa's on his way back. And so, sure, pretty much the short of it is, since there's 3 of them and they're actually willing to fight, Goku uses Kaioken and all of that, and when Ginyu tries to change bodies with Goku, Bardock is behind him and blasts him, distracting him for Vegeta and Goku to blast him again. And so that happens, but Goku is still pretty damaged from the fight because he wanted to take it alone. And they find and then they go inside the ship, now with Ginyu actually dead, so he's not going to pop up later. And so they put Goku in the healing tank, and that's the end of the Ginyu Force part of the Namek arc, or saga. So I'm going to leave it there, and I hope to make a 3rd part of this this is just getting way too long. So I guess I'll see you next time.